Fall 2023 first impressions, you all. We got a lot of new fragrances that have come out, and I'm gonna talk about 12 of them. Let's get on into it. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Lisa and Maria here. Yes, as you can tell, we're gonna be talking about a lot of these new fragrances that are out now for fall, going into the holiday season, because yes, the holidays are right around the corner. Holiday gift sets are out, holiday sales are starting to happen, and yeah, we gotta sort through all of these new releases and things because some of it is good and some of it is just hype and it's really not worth it. And I'm gonna tell you what I think about all of those. But as always, lipstick of the day today, everyone. I'm in my purple mood right now, and this is MAC Soar. Check it out. No stranger to the channel. It'll be linked below as always, as well as my entire makeup look, because I know you all like makeup details, so it'll be in the description box as always. Next up, we have fragrance of the day. This is a new fragrance, came out in the summertime, late summer going into early fall, and I love this scent. Absolutely love it. This is from Burberry, and this is the Burberry Goddess fragrance. Yes, I'm still enjoying wearing this scent. I already have the full dedicated review up on the channel talking about Burberry Goddess, so if you want more information about it, definitely check out that video. But yeah, I'm still enjoying it. It wasn't just a new fragrance for me. I really like this a lot. It's really good. So Burberry Goddess is your fragrance of the day, and one that I do think is actually worth the hype. So all right, we got 12 fragrances, and let's get on into it. These will be designer as well as niche fragrance new releases, and yeah, let's have some fun, you all. The first fragrance we're going to talk about is the new Dolce & Gabbana Devotion fragrance. And yes, I will have pictures up of the fragrances I'm discussing so you know what they are. But yes, Devotion. A lot of you all have DM'd me on Instagram asking me how I feel about this fragrance. Yeah, I smelled this fragrance like 2 months ago. Let's just say my thoughts don't align with the majority of this one. So we have key notes of candied citrus, orange blossom, and vanilla. So I smelled this fragrance in Ulta one random evening, and to me, Devotion smells like lemon cake to me. It's really interesting, but it's a fragrance that I think would be better suited as a home fragrance, meaning a candle or like a reed scented oil or aromatherapy spray. I don't necessarily want to smell like this because it smells a little bit too foodie for my liking. So to me, Dolce & Gabbana's Devotion is overhyped, and it's a no for me because again, I think it would smell better as a candle. I don't like it. I get the whole gourmands being a thing and all that, and I'm not truly a gourmand girly, so maybe that's also why it doesn't do anything for me. But yeah, Devotion is a no for me, and that's why, yeah, I smelled it, and I've actually smelled it 3 times at this point, but I'm not feeling it. It's a no. The next new fragrance I want to talk about is the new YSL Libre. Of course, now there's another one. The new Libre Absolute Plantain Eau de Parfum fragrance, and this is one that looks like the silver bottle, which of course I have a picture up here on either side. We'll see what happens, but the picture is up. This is the Elite bottle that's silver, and it looks very clean and kind of like space-like, futuristic in my opinion. So interesting. So the notes in the new YSL Absolute Plantain are, we have white lavender accord, orange blossom, and lavender again, Diva lavender. Yeah, this one smells extremely soapy and clean and very sterile. It's giving me scientific lab where there's absolutely no bacteria, nothing in it. I don't like this one. I mean, I get if you want the super sterilized soapy vibe, then cool. But it's borderline not even a perfume to me almost. It's more so like cleaning products to me. And this is one, especially coming after the love and success of the Le Parfum version, which you all know I love that one. I was really disappointed in this one. I smelled this one multiple times again, this new Libre, and it doesn't really fit to me. The only thing that kind of fits in is the whole lavender, but to me, they really magnified the lavender in this to the point where it smells like a cleaning product again. Like I can see myself cleaning my countertops with something that smells like this, but I don't want to wear it. So the new Libre Absolute Plantain, no. The next fragrance we want to talk about is the newest flanker from the Alien Goddess lineup, and this is the Alien Goddess Super Flora Eau de Parfum fragrance that's come out. This is the one where the bottle looks more like a rose gold, which is cute. It's almost like a slight play on the Intense version that came out last fall. So this is one that had an interesting rollout to me because now the fragrance came out honestly like in the summertime, but there were no testers for it. The testers didn't show up for like 2 or 3 months later, hence why I'm just now talking about this fragrance. It was like fighting tooth and nail to be able to smell it. Then finally one day, randomly walked into Ulta when I was buying like some more nail polish and some remover, and they had it. So let's talk about it. Alien Goddess Super Flora. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't really thinking I was gonna like this scent. I didn't have high hopes for it just because of the rollout. I was kind of turned off by it, but so no. The notes were interesting though. So we have top notes of Cactus Accord, Pear Accord, then we have middle notes of Jasmine, Grandiflorum, Super Infusion, and then we have Jasmine, Everlasting Absolute, and we have a base of Moss, which let me tell you, with the pear note and a base of a moss, I was like, okay, maybe. So I smelled this fragrance, you all, and I gotta admit, This one surprised me. I like this one. This one I do like. I gotta admit, this is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm feeling. Now, do I necessarily need it? I don't feel like I necessarily need it because I do have the original Alien Goddess and I also have the Alien Goddess Intense. I've done reviews on both fragrances on the channel, so definitely check that out if you want to know more about those two fragrances. But I do like this one. I gotta admit, if I didn't have the other ones, I would pick this one up. 100% I would, because I actually like it, and this one was pretty strong too. It's definitely stronger than the original one. It's definitely on the same strength level as the Intense, so I'm impressed. So I do like this new super floral version. I think it is full bottle worthy for sure. It's good. Again, I already have the other two, so do I necessarily need it? No, but if I end up with it, say later on, maybe in the springtime, don't be shocked, because I do like this scent and it shocked me. It's really good. So this one is a yes. Next up, we have one of my favorite fragrance houses, and this is Tom Ford. This is the new version, Tom Ford Cafe Rose for 2023. I say this is a new version because there is an OG version that came out in the private line. That's the one I've always smelled, and I love that one. I've talked about it. I think I put it on my wish list before too, but now, of course, they revamped it and put it in the signature packaging, and it costs less. So I was like excited because I was like, let's see, because I've always wanted Cafe Rose, right? Smelled it multiple times again, y'all. This is one well, let me read the notes. We'll get into it. So it's keynotes of Turkish rose, Bulgarian rose, and coffee. So it's a rose and coffee type of scent. Y'all, I don't like this new one. I hate it. Yes, in fact, I hate this new one. I love the original, the Privé version much more. I'm mad I can't find it right now. I'm hoping it pops up at my cosmetic company store, which is usually what happens with overstock or discontinued fragrances. I hope I can find it this holiday season because I want the original Privé version. That one smells so much better and more luxury. This new one, it smells like spicy roses to me, and y'all know I'm not really the biggest fan of spicy fragrances. They be real hit and miss for me, and it's just way too spicy. I don't like the rose. I get hardly any coffee. It's not giving. The original one, I get the rose and the coffee straight up. So for me, I don't like this new one. In fact, it's watered down. It's not it. It's a shell of what it used to be. So this new Tom Ford one, I don't like it. I do not endorse it. It's a no for me. Now this next fragrance was interesting. I did not know this one was out yet until you all hit me up and told me. It was like, hey, you know there's a new fragrance from Givenchy out from the L'Interdit line. And I said, really? I like L'Interdit as a whole. I think it's a very solid line. And you all know I own the L'Interdit Rouge version, which I've done a review on and I've talked about it. So I am already a fan of Givenchy. I'm a fan of their house. I'm a fan of this fragrance house as a whole. To be a designer fragrance, their fragrances give niche quality. So I have to give Givenchy their credits. But back to this new one. We have the new L'Interdit Eau de Parfum, the Rouge Oud. I was like, because the bottle is also red, but it's a brighter red. So definitely it's like a flanker of a flanker, because you all know L'Interdit Rouge is already a flanker of the original L'Interdit. And now we have the L'Interdit Rouge Ultime. So I'm like, interesting how they did that. But anywho, let's get into the notes of this fragrance. We have top notes of neroli, orange blossom, and jasmine. We have middle notes of tuberose, cocoa shell, and then we have base notes of patchouli, vetiver, and ambroxan. The main difference in this one that I noticed that they talked up is the whole cacao shell and of course the tuberose, which this is a tuberose fragrance. All of them have tuberose in it. So I was like, interesting, because I'm like, okay, the cacao, the cocoa that has it listed, that's gonna give it more of a gourmand touch in theory. The good thing is I was in my neighborhood Nordstrom and the sales associate was super nice. I asked her, could she please let me smell it? She also offered to make me a sample of this new Ultime version. I said, thank you, that'd be even better for me. So made a very nice size sample with an atomizer so I could really spray it, and I've been able to play and wear this new version. Oh, I get the cacao. I get the cacao. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I like this one. To me, this new Ultime version is for those that felt the Rouge version was a little bit too spicy, maybe a little bit too bold for you. This is also for the person that wants a more gourmand take on the Givenchy L'Interdit line, and particularly the Rouge version. This one is for you. This one's a little bit of an easier wear. In my opinion, honestly, I would wear this one more so in the daytime, and I would wear the Rouge version at night. That's the best way to put this. So to me, I can solidly say I do want a bottle of this because I'm a fan of the original, and most importantly, I've had a sample of this new Rouge Ultime, and I actually get the cacao. Because I've heard people say, oh, it just smells like the regular Rouge, I don't smell any difference. I do smell the difference. So this is one, if you already own the Rouge, you need to actually test this new Ultime one on your skin. I gotta say that. So do not blind buy it, please don't. Test it out like I did, try it on your skin. And if you smell the cacao, then I think you'll love it. That's just for me. So I am digging this new Rouge Ultime. It is approved, absolute thumbs up. Next up, we have from the house of Prada. This is the new Intense version of the Prada Paradoxe fragrance that came out last year. As y'all know, I was not a fan of the original Prada Paradoxe just because it just smelled like my way and born in Rome had a baby. So to me, it didn't bring anything new to the table. However, this new version, this intense version, I'm always intrigued to give the intense a shot because I've noticed usually if the original doesn't do anything for me, the intense will. So I said, let's get into it. So it has key notes of jasmine, amber, and moss, right? Y'all, sprayed this one while in store. Wasn't even in there checking for it, but I saw they had it on display, right? Sprayed it and I said, huh, I like this. Didn't think I would because again, I wasn't feeling the original one, right? I'm digging this Prada Paradoxe Intense, y'all. I am so digging it. And I'm glad they have a lot of sizes for it. And this is one that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna end up picking this one up because there's a lot of sales and things happening. And yeah, this was one, I'm like, I actually want this because I sprayed it on paper and I liked it. I also sprayed it on my skin and I was like, I'm digging it. To me, this fragrance needed the moss. It 100% needed the moss note to give it a little bit more extra character, and I love a good moss note. So to me, Prada Paradoxe Intense is the one to get out of the two. It's the one. I'm digging it. This one is full bottle worthy, so it's a yes for me. All right, this is a house I don't normally talk about a lot, but this is one I was willing to give it another try. So Viktor and Rolf decided to release a new edition of their Good Fortune fragrance that came out last year. If you all recall, I did not give that fragrance a good review either. I was not feeling Good Fortune. It was so generic. It was so boring. It was a waste. Absolute waste. It was not it. They could have kept it. So then when I saw they was gonna come out with this new Good Fortune Elixir, I said, okay. Maybe they heard us and listened because a lot of people didn't like it either, so I wasn't the only one. And I guess they said with this elixir they wanted to try to give us something different. So we have key notes, jasmine, Palo Santo, and bourbon vanilla. So I said, interesting. So more of an incensey type of situation. Here's the thing. I appreciate the attempt, but this just smelled too incensey and woody to me. I don't want to wear this. It's still a no. It's better than the original, but it's still not giving. Because personally, Palo Santo, I like that more so in home fragrance, meaning my candles, which you all know I talk about my candles here on the channel. And I do burn Palo Santo based candles, but I don't want to wear it. That's why I say this is a fragrance that would be better suited as a home fragrance and not a perfume. So I appreciate them trying to do something different. So points for that, but it's still a no. So no on the Viktor and Rolf Good Fortune Elixir. It's a no for me. Okay, now this is one I've been seeing a lot of conversation about, but certain type of conversation, and I'm gonna specify what I mean in a minute. The fragrance we're talking about now is the new Dior Guerlain Eau de Parfum fragrance. And this one is highly anticipated. People are excited because MFK, Mr. Kirk Jean himself, did this fragrance now that he's over at Dior. So I get the whole hype for it, 100%, I get it. Now this price point, this thing is $170 for 1.74 ounce. And I know I haven't been talking about price at all, but this one I had to say, cause I'm like, 170 for a 50 ml. We get in the niche territory of doing that now. Just saying. But anywho, let's talk about it. So I've seen this one talked about, but in particular, I've only seen it talked about in partnerships and campaigns. I haven't really seen a lot of just traditional reviewers, fellow YouTubers myself, just talk about it. So I'm like, wait a minute, is it actually good? Or was it just, you know, sent out to everybody? Just gotta be real about that, because that does happen. And in particular, I've noticed it's only been given to like celebrities. And that's the other thing I gotta say. So I'm like, I always side eye that if it's only talked about in celebrity circles, just saying. But anywho, we have key notes of orange blossom, Damascena rose, grandiflorum, and jasmine. So I'm like, okay. So I finally smelled this fragrance, y'all. I smelled it one time. It did absolutely nothing for me. I was like, I'm waiting to be wowed. And by the way, let me say this. I love the original J'adore. I had a big bottle of it, used it all the way up, everything. So I'm actually a fan of the DNA of J'adore. So let me say that. I smelled this new one first time, it did nothing for me. Then I said, well, maybe I don't smell too many things on this trip. I'm gonna smell it again before I do this type of video, right? Smelled it again. I could get more of the notes. I got more of the orange blossom and things. I was like, this is cute. I don't want it though. It's not giving. It's not giving. It definitely smells warm. It smells more like a summer fragrance to me for sure. It's not worth the hype. It's not worth the hype. And I think again, that's why it further explains why I've only seen celebrities talk about it. Cause I'm not really seeing, you know, real reviewers talk about it. And I see why, cause it's really not giving. So, yeah, the new Dior Guerlain, it's not it. It's not it. It's not giving. It's not giving. So moving on. Next up, we're going to the house of Creed, you all. And this is the new Creed Carina. I've been seeing a lot of talk about, a lot of buzz about. So I was able to smell this one. I've smelled it a few times actually. So the notes with Carina, it's an older parfum. Again, house of Creed. So we know we're talking niche and it's gonna have that Creed price tag. So we have top notes of pink pepper, black cherry, saffron. Then we have middle notes of rose de mai, peony. And then we have base notes of cashmere wood, amber, and musk. Here's the thing. I smelled this fragrance hoping to get my entire cherry life, thinking this one's supposed to change my life the way everybody's been talking about it. It's just okay. It's just okay. And I don't think this is worth $445 to be just okay. I just don't. Like, it's good, it's not great. At most, to me, I would pay $200 for this fragrance. So like, if I ever caught it at a steep discount, okay, maybe. But I didn't walk around feeling like, gosh, I need this fragrance. It didn't make me feel that way. It just didn't. Like, it's a nice to have. It's one of those type of fragrances, but it's not groundbreaking. It didn't change my life. It just didn't. So I'm like, I mean, yay for new release. I mean, I get it, cool, but it's not doing all that to me. It's just not. I mean, I'm glad it works for other people, but for me, it's just okay. Creed Carina, again, steep discount, then I would get it, but full price, no way. Okay, now this next fragrance I have seen a lot of conversation about, and I smelled this one a while ago and I haven't spoken on it yet because I was like, let me smell it first, get my own thoughts and opinions and things. We got to talk about the new Parfums de Marly fragrance, and this is Althair. It's in the orange. I call it the candy corn bottle. It looks like it's in a men's fragrance line, but I've been noticing a lot of women have been wearing it. So that alone piqued my interest too. And luckily I was able to go in and smell it. Nobody else was around. I could really take my time with it, spray it on skin, walk around, all that, right? Notes. Top notes, we have our orange blossom, bergamot, and cinnamon. Heart notes, we have our bourbon vanilla and LMI. Then we have base notes of gaiac wood, ambrox, praline, and musk. So reading these notes, I was like, honestly, this is very unisex just based off the notes, and they scream fall, which, I mean, it's October when I'm filming this. So this is right on time to me. So I smelled this one and I was like, I love this. I didn't think I would because again, it was in a men's bottle and I'm thinking, okay, it's gonna smell a little masculine. No, I like it. It's a beautiful fall vanilla is what it is. And I was digging it, and I sprayed it on skin, walked around. In comparison to the Creed, which I smelled it at the same time, I was no longer checking for the Creed one. This was the fragrance that I was like, I really, really like this. I kept getting whiffs of the Althair. I kept getting whiffs of it on my skin, on the paper. I kept going back to this one. So to me, I do think this new Parfums de Marly Althair fragrance is worth the hype. It is absolutely full bottle worthy. And yes, ladies, we can wear this scent. Yes, we can wear this scent. At 100% this fragrance is unisex. Yes, guys, y'all can wear it too. But because there's this sweetness in here, this is amazing. I want this fragrance, I do. Full bottle worthy in my opinion. Parfums de Marly, of course, they've done it again. And y'all know I like me some PDM on the channel. Y'all know this. So I really do like this one, and I will be getting this one for myself. All right, we got two more fragrances to talk about. Now let's talk about the house of Jo Malone. And this is their new English Pear and Sweet Pea cologne. This is one I wasn't even checking for. It wasn't on my radar because y'all know I do the cologne intenses from Jo Malone. I don't do the regular colognes just because the longevity just doesn't be giving, and they don't really just move me for real. But I said, okay, you know what? Let me not be like that. Let me smell it. So the notes for the new English Pear and Sweet Pea are, we have pear, sweet pea, and white musk. And of course, the original one is the English Pear and Freesia. That is a bestseller for the brand. I smelled that one, had samples of it. It's okay, but it didn't move me. But however, I smelled this new English Pear and Sweet Pea version. This one is really, really good. And it made me question and rethink how I felt about Jo Malone regular colognes. This new one is actually very good. It's very fresh, it was very floral, it was very inviting, very, very feminine. I'm like, yes. The sweet pea was definitely needed. For sure, the sweet pea note was needed, and that musk, which I love a good white musk, I'm just saying. But yeah, no, this new English Pear and Sweet Pea approved. I think this is amazing. I think it's fantastic. And I think it's definitely the better one of the two between the original one and now this new one. Love it. It's a yes, this one is full bottle worthy. Then the last fragrance we're gonna talk about, this one I've been seeing a lot of buzz about too, particularly because of the price point and because of the notes that it is all centered around. And this is the new from the 7 Virtues, the Cherry Ambition perfume. We like the 7 Virtues because again, they make affordable fragrances in my opinion, well at least affordable by today's fragrance standards, let me say that. And they're like very good. They still give you the vibe that you want, and they last pretty decent too. I gotta give them that credit. So this new Cherry Ambition is an older parfum. Parfum. Of course, it's based around the note of cherry, and we all know cherry had a whole moment last year for sure. So this fragrance has key notes of cherry, saffron, and vanilla, and there's also like a marshmallow note in here too, from my understanding. So finally, my Sephora got it in store, and I was able to smell it on paper and on skin. And y'all, I was like, I like this. I like it. But then you know how something will come back to you like, wait a minute. I like this because I know this. I know this scent. And in my opinion, when I really got deep into the notes, I understand there's like a woody base in here too. My understanding, when I went on their like official website, I think there's like a guaiac wood note in here too. The more this scent dried down and the more it sat on my skin and sat on the paper, to me, this smells like Kayla's Love Fest Burning Cherry. And in my opinion, if you already have Love Fest Burning Cherry, you don't need Cherry Ambition. As y'all know, I do have Love Fest. I already have that fragrance, so to me, I didn't need Cherry Ambition. Now, if I didn't have Love Fest, then I would say, yep, go ahead and get it. But this is a fragrance, it already kind of smells like another cherry fragrance, so for me, it's a no. But I highly recommend if you've been looking for a cherry fragrance, you don't already own a cherry fragrance, you don't have Lost Cherry or any of the other millions of fragrances that came out last year, then sure, go ahead and get it. But if you already have a cherry fragrance, you don't need this one. That's just my thoughts. It's good, but again, how many cherry fragrances do you need? Just saying. So all right, y'all, that wraps up my thoughts and opinions on these new fall 2023 new release fragrances. Let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with them? Do you disagree? And let me know your thoughts, most importantly, as well in the comments. Also, I know there's going to be other fragrances that have come out since by the time this video goes up. So let me know what else should I get my nose on? What else are we thinking about trying? Let me know, because there's always something new coming out. But until next time, I will catch you on the next video. Bye, elves.